Hello from Portland, Oregon. I'm Nadia Neofitu. This is The Rundown, where I like to give you a little bit of culture, a little bit of entertainment on the run. It's my first time in Portland and first time in the Pacific Northwest. Wanted to show you some places that have been made famous by some of Portland's most well-known citizens. I just had a great coffee and a pastry from Saint Honoré Boulangerie, which is one of Portland's great places to start your day, right? Or start a run. Let's go. One of the first concerts I ever went to in New York was the Decemberists, and it was a very, very cold, snowy day. And they told us to close our eyes and imagine that we were in the Pacific Northwest. As a South African, I'd never been to the Pacific Northwest, so I didn't really know what to expect or what to imagine in my mind. Now I know. Beautiful trees, chilly weather, and great people. One of Portland's most famous sons, Matt Groening, is of course the creator of The Simpsons. He took his inspiration for a lot of the characters from street names and place names here in Portland, including Montgomery Park, which used to be a big department store, or the headquarters of a department store, and it lights up in red at night. The story goes that his friend, when he was a child growing up here, used to say that he sent his prayers up to the big red sign that this Montgomery Park used to be lit up, or does get lit up in at night. Montgomery Park is of course Montgomery Burns and Burnside, which is the street that is one of the major dividers here in Portland. So Montgomery Burns, the evil Montgomery Burns, who is the owner of the Springfield nuclear plant. Keep Portland weird. To be a big Oscar contender, at least award season contender, the movie I, Tonya, about Tonya Harding, the former skater, pro skater, who was in that epic rivalry with Nancy Kerrigan. A lot of noise happening because this dockside saloon has been around for 30 years. This building is 90 years old. They're building the development around it because they still want to keep it up and running, and obviously it's very historic. It's historic because it's been a mainstay for a lot of people who live and work in the area. It's also got the historic significance because this is the place where the owner found incriminating evidence from Tonya Harding's husband, Jeff Galooly. This is where they schemed up the idea to kneecap Nancy Kerrigan. I like their tagline on the menu that says, "Be careful where you dump your trash, you never know who might find it." The Willamette River. This is the river that divides Portland between east and west. And fun fact, entirely not necessary for you to know, but this river I kayaked with about 11 other people on a dragon boat for this first never stop challenge that we did with Under Armour and Samsung, which was quite fun. Here in the Pearl District, some of these street names may sound a little familiar when you think of some of the characters in The Simpsons. Quimby Street, Mayor Quimby. It's actually the name of an early hotel owner here in York. Reverend Lovejoy. The Lovejoy. And of course, Kearney, one of the schoolyard bullies. It's kind of like Stephen King taking inspiration for characters from Bangor, Maine. And a favorite, Flanders. If you go across the river, it's northeast Flanders, and a lot of people have put a D there, which makes it Ned Flanders, the neighbor, the very pious and church-going neighbor, Ned Flanders. Burnside. A treat for any book lover. It's featured in Portlandia. I spent about 3 hours in there yesterday. Not good when you have a limited amount of time in Portland, but still oh so good. So the tourists go to Voodoo Donuts, the locals apparently go to Blue Star, and I had a great couple of donuts at Blue Star. Lincoln High School, Matt Groening. I keep saying Groening because in South Africa, that's how you would pronounce it. You actually say his surname is Groening. But Matt Groening, this is where he spent his high school years. He grew up in the West Hills. This is the place where he formulated the idea about a kid named Bart Simpson. He liked the name Bart because apparently it sounded like a barking dog bark, but this gave him the seeds for what would become The Simpsons, and you know, he developed it as a sketch show series for the Tracy Ullman Show, and look what happened. Class of 1972. I'm in love with these streets. City Hall, the fictitious mayor of Portlandia, of course played by Carl McLachlan. This is where he would be residing, or presiding I should say. And right across from City Hall, this is the Portland building, the first major postmodern building here in Oregon. And look what we have, the Raymond Caskey sculpture made of similar material that they made the Statue of Liberty out of. And of course it's for the opening of Portlandia. So I'm going to end my tour here because I have to go to the airport. At least I managed to get in some of the spots, give you the rundown of my Portland experience, my first time here. So many great people come from here, filmmakers, musicians, runners. Next time I need to go up to Eugene and Beaverton. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe to the rundown, and I'll see you next week back in New York.